It's been about 2 or 3 months since I first mentioned that I had a secret project in the pipeline. Today, at last, I can share with you all what it is. There you go. The project is Mage. What do you mean, what's Mage? Well, a mage is a magician or a learned person. Before we go into the acronym, I'd like to take you through some of my thought processes. Flat earthers are always demanding a certain evidence. I think we'll let Mr. Generic Flat Earther tell us what that is. Hello, Mr. Bog Standard Generic Flat Earther here, and I reckon the earth is flat. And I reckon that because it looks flat. I bet you can't show me a picture of the curve, can you, Mr. Sensible? Oh, I see. You want photographic evidence. Well, here's a photo I took recently near M.A.G.E of the horizon. Will that do? Will you be happy with this? Mr. Sensible. That there horizon looks flatter than a pancake to me. Not good enough. Oh. Well, how about if I nip over to Dubai and pop up to the top of the Burj Khalifa, a really, really tall building, and took a photo like this? Would that make you happy? Not really, because there's still no curve, is there? Welcome to Flat Earth, Mr. Sensible. Look, I'll go into training and organise an expedition to the top of Everest. You'll be happy then. No, I won't, because there's still no curve, see? Why don't you just give it up, Mr. Sensible? From an aeroplane then. We're going to see a bit of curve then. Nope, no curve, and those windows distort like a bugger. Height. I need some height. I know. How about if I took a photo from here? The International Space Station. That's it. We're going to get a good picture of a curve there without a shadow of a doubt. I better ring my mate, Elon. So, I wonder if he'll answer. Oh, hi Elon. I wasn't sure if I'd get you. I'd like to purchase a flight to the International Space Station, please. Oh, cool. How much is that then? Not cool. That's a bit beyond my budget, Elon. Listen, this is in aid of science, and it's an experiment to take a photo of the curve of the Earth to destroy the flat earthers, and I wondered if you might just donate the seat to me. Oh. Mr. Generic Flat Earther, how about if I just gave you a photo like this? NASA? Don't make I laugh. They're nothing but a bunch of fake liars, and that Elon Musk, he's nothing but a NASA paid shill boy. And that there photo is a NASA photo, so you can't trust it. It's just CGI, ain't it? No, what you want to do is take your own photo of the curve. Then show me. And that's the way it pretty much always goes with flat earthers. None of the evidence is ever good enough. Now, if only I could take a photo of the curve of the Earth myself. I know. And the first thing I'm going to need is a swanky new logo. Let's get busy. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mage. The mission above globe Earth.
Oh, what a disappointing logo.
Osvaldo Greco, can you work your magic, please?
We present Mage, the mission above globe Earth. Arnold, Mr. Sensible, some cheese.
That's right, I, Mr. Sensible, am going to attempt to photograph the curve of the horizon from the edge of space. Commercial aircraft fly between 31,000 and 38,000 feet. That's about 6 to 7 miles high. We're aiming for 30 kilometres. That is 18.5 miles high, 98,000 feet. This mission is not without risk. It's highly technical. Lots could go wrong. We could lose everything. There's also the issue of lens distortion. But I have a plan for that. This is not a cheap mission either. It would not be happening without the support of those who have super chatted, without the support of my members, and without the support of my wonderful patrons. Massive thanks to all my patrons, including new patrons Irish Dublin, Bob Yake, Kiri Mack and Brainery, and my latest patrons Paul Howarth and Leo Banks. Thank you all so very, very much. Thank you everybody for your continuing kind support. I'm now going to give you a quick breakdown of how this mission is going to work, followed by a timeline of what's going to happen and when. During my research for this mission, I came across a guy with lots of experience of this sort of thing, and he very kindly offered his help and assistance. He wishes to remain anonymous, so I shall refer to him as Q. QAnon. So please note, any technical errors in any of my videos are down to me and not Q. So welcome to Mage, Mission Above Globe Earth. What we'll be sending up is a payload. That payload is any instrumentation or other items that are going to be lifted. In our case, it will be an action camera similar to a GoPro that does not have a wide angle lens. Additionally, there'll be a second camera that does have a wide angle lens to enable us to also have a great view. For myself and for Arnold, there'll be some rations sent up, cheese and cat biscuits. We're both going to see how they taste when they've been down to less than 1% atmospheric pressure and a temperature of approximately minus 40 to 50 degrees. These items will all be placed together in a custom-built payload box made from styrene. Of course, it needs to be lifted. For that, we use a proper latex weather balloon. It will either be filled with helium or hydrogen. Helium is safer, but more expensive. Hydrogen is cheaper, will probably lift higher, but can be a bit explodey. At launch, the balloon will be approximately 1.5 meters in diameter. By the time it reaches maximum height, because of the low air pressure, it will have expanded to approximately 9 to 9.5 meters, at which point it gives up and bursts. Once the balloon has burst, we've got no more lift and downity takes effect. That's right, our old friend gravity. The payload will fall, well, not so much fall as plummet, at approximately 200 miles per hour until it eventually meets the ground. In order to prevent this calamitous destruction of the payload and equipment and probable loss of some very tasty cheese, we use a parachute. This is installed between the payload and the balloon. On the way up, the parachute is little more than extra weight, but once that balloon has burst, the parachute will open, eventually slowing the payload from 200 miles an hour to a stately 11 miles an hour.
Yay!
And a gentle landing. The next problem is retrieving our payload. The flight upwards is approximately 1 hour and 3/4 to 2 hours. The journey back down again is roughly 30 to 45 minutes. In this total time, it can travel a very long way. To solve this, we add a tracking device to the payload so that we can follow it and know where to look for it. And that is Mage, the mission above globe Earth. So now timelines. You have to have permission from the Civil Aviation Authority to launch a weather balloon. You mustn't do it without it. Just think of the damage it could cause to an aircraft. That takes 28 days. That's why I have not announced this until we're within the 28 days of launch, because I don't want anyone else beating me to it. In roughly 1.5 to 2 weeks' time, I'll be doing a second video in this Mage series, which will show you the design of the payload. Around 1.5 to 2 weeks after that, there'll be a third video. In that, we'll see the construction of Mage. A few days before launch, I'll be announcing a competition where you could win a very unique item that is going up in the payload. You'll have needed to have watched the earlier videos because there'll be information in there that you'll need. The window for launch will be the 24th to the 27th of August inclusive. On the actual launch day, we'll have to call and speak to air traffic control to get the final go-ahead. It's possible they'll ask us to delay for 15 minutes or so. The actual planned launch date is still secret and may be varied because of weather. However, as soon as the flight has completed, I will be sure to let you all know. During the few days following flight day, I shall put together a video showing highlights of the flight and the results of the experiment. This will be immediately followed by a live stream where we can discuss the whole project, and the winner of the competition will be announced. And finally, a few days later, 2 further videos will be released, each of which will be the full flight from launch through to landing, one using wide-angle lens and the other using a narrow-angle lens. This is just for those who want to enjoy the full flight. Again, thank you everybody for your continued support, and I hope that you're as excited about this project as I am. It's just way cool. So if you're not already a subscriber, and why not, make sure you subscribe now and hit that notification bell. You'll then be informed when there are further videos in the Mission Above Globe Earth series. So thank you very much, and stay sensible.
Shut up and sit down.